As the old saying goes, all good things unfortunately have to come to an end. And in this case, is obviously no exception. The Museum of Pinball in Banning, California, home to Arcade Expo, is closing their doors, unfortunately. Man, I can't believe this day is actually happening. It's a really sad story, but unfortunately, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you guys all know, the Museum of Pinball, which is located in Banning, California, home to Arcade Expo 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 is what they went up to. Obviously, they were shut down and closed last year due to COVID. And I know they had a pinball event earlier this year where I believe the tickets were like $100 per person to get in to play pinball machines. But unfortunately, things really didn't work out. I do know John Weeks, and unfortunately, they have to move, so they have to auction off all of their machines here. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar, John Weeks is the owner of the Pinball Museum. In fact, this is really not even a pinball museum, so to speak. This is his personal game room. So if you guys have ever been looking for the biggest home arcade selection possible, this is pretty much it. This is his personal playroom, even though it's a big old NASA facility where they have this event and where a lot of these old pinball machines are stored and arcade machines. So originally what happened was the Museum of Pinball was supposed to move to Palm Springs, and they already had leased out this place where they're currently at, where the auction is taking place, the old NASA facility in Banning, California. That's where I went to Arcade Expo 4.0. In fact, that's actually where I finally discovered the Raspberry Pi unit. So they had leased out this property where they were residing in Banning, California, and they were supposed to move to Palm Springs. And I would have been a lot happier with that, because the drive to Banning is a really big trip. It's really far away. And so their deal with Palm Springs or whatever fell through, but they had already leased out this facility to somebody else based upon my understanding. And so they had to be out by October 1st. So this is why they are having an auction, which is being hosted by Captain's Auction Warehouse in Banning, California. Actually, no, they're not in Banning, California, but they're going to be on site there. From my understanding, I believe this is also going to be live stream, as you guys can see here on the flyer, September 10th to the 12th, and then also the 24th and 26th. Everything's got to go. In fact, for those of you who've even been to Pinball or Arcade Expo at the Museum of Pinball, they even had a lot of machines that were in container ships down there. So I've never even seen all the machines that's been down there. And they have a lot of classic pinball machines. Everything is going to be up for auction and for sale. To my understanding, I believe Richie Knuckles currently is in town. He's going to go down there and check things out. But I wish I could really help out in a situation like this, because this is a historic moment. In fact, I do believe a couple of years ago they were the world's second, maybe the third largest arcade, but as far as I know now, based upon what I've seen online, they are the world's largest arcade game center. And so there's a lot of history that is stored here for those of you who have never had the opportunity to come and visit. So they have a lot of good machines there. The only thing that I can think of that I've never seen here at the pinball auction, and I also keep in contact with a lot of, or some of the techs that frequent the place, I've never seen X-Men 4-player or 6-player or the Simpsons or the 4-player Ninja Turtle machine there. So, but other than that, or maybe Captain America and the Avengers 4-player machine, I've never seen those there. But other than that, they have a really robust selection of arcade classic games. You guys can check out my previous video when I've been there. I would say they have every pinball machine that has ever graced our presence or we've ever seen since the 1940s, maybe the 50s, or ever since the inception of the pinball machine, because I've played some of them there when I was at Arcade Expo. But unfortunately, I really wish this didn't have to happen. I mean, I understand the dynamics of everything, and really wish there could have been a way to possibly save this, or if they had a location they could have moved to. But yeah, I mean, this isn't just a business where that's closing up. This was somebody's personal game room and their personal collection. And a lot of people, different vendors and names in the community of people who you may know, donated machines here, you know, for archival purposes, historic purposes. I know when I talked to Richie, I know several of his machines were there, as far as like the Kong Golf and stuff like that. This is where I met Billy Mitchell and also some of the other Kong experts there for Donkey Kong. So if you guys have the time, if you have the money, if you guys can put in the auction, go ahead and check out Captain's Auction Warehouse. They're also located in Southern California as well. Again, this will be for the Museum of Pinball auction taking place in Banning, California. There is the address 700 South Hathaway Street, Banning, California. There is a hotel, I believe it's a Holiday Inn, that's right around the corner from this location. I will let you guys know that this particular area at night, it's a little sketchy. I mean, it's safe and everything, but yeah, I'm not going to say it's a tourist destination, so to speak, based upon this location. However, this is a cool spot to definitely check out. So if you are looking for a hotel, there is a hotel right around the corner from this location here. But as far as I know, everything has been turned off. Nobody's able to test out anything or play. But make sure you double check that information over here through the Museum of Pinball and also through Captain's Auction Warehouse. I know I saw Richie post earlier that everything has been turned off, so he wasn't even able to play himself. But yeah, so you have some shout outs here on the right where a lot of people are giving thanks to John Weeks for the number of years. But I'm really glad I had a chance to find out about this place. I had a friend of mine tell me about this place back in 2018. And, you know, I was just there just kind of recording things for archival purposes and playing a lot of games. In fact, if you scroll down and check out some of my previous videos where I did an arcade mix for ambient sound, this is where I got it. This is where I got a lot of that ambient sound from, was this event. So yeah, shout out to John Weeks. Hopefully all of these arcade machines go to good prospective owners, people who really love the hobby. I hope if somebody just buys it all up and tosses it somewhere else locally. I mean, it's really sad that we're going to lose this attraction with everything going on. But yeah, really sad. Yeah, some people have to, yeah, I mean, the next closest place to really play a lot of these machines right now would be in Vegas. And that place is definitely a far cry from the size that this place has to offer. And, you know, when I was there, I thought I saw this place and I was like, man, this place doesn't look that big, but this is monumental on the inside. Again, it used to be an old NASA facility, an old NASA hangar. John Weeks purchased the place, and there's a lot of good machines in here. They're only open twice a year. I believe it was March and I think October. It would be way too hot to really run this during the summer months, which is why you never seen Arcade Expo or any type of events available during the times of the rest of the year, unless you maybe had a big party or something. But yeah, like this guy over here, Tyler Gilbert, is saying, this is devastating. You know, looking forward to the next event. But all in all, I'm really glad that I had an opportunity to get in here, play a lot of the machines. This is where I first played Dialed In, and as well as Pirates of the Caribbean, which I fell in love with. A lot of the newer machines here, so even some of the old ones. But wish I had the space so I could buy it all up and do whatever I could with it. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the community, whether you're in any of the Arcade 1UP, arcade units, MAME forums, come on guys, let's get out there, support. Definitely just wanted to put this word out, help out the community again. So Captain's Auction Warehouse will be doing the auction for all of the machines here, and they have hundreds and hundreds of machines here. 1,100 rare vintage and modern pinball machines and classic arcade games, plus hundreds more are set to be sold in this multi-weekend auction event. So, yeah. All right, guys. You guys all have a good night. This is Kiodiekin. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.